Hi Libra, and welcome back to the Mother Tressa channel. That is if you are already familiar with this space, but if you are new, come on into the room, take your shoes off, take your coat off, go ahead and sit back and relax and get this message that was meant for you, because there is no such thing as a coincidence. You clicked on this for a good reason that your psyche knows is of your highest good to know at this time. So take it all in. If the messages resonate, give my video a thumbs up, as it helps with analytics and overall just video suggestions on YouTube. But also subscribe should you feel like you enjoy my energy and you want more of me. But also turn on that post notification bell so that you're made aware as soon as I upload a video. Okay? Come on in. And definitely feel free to be yourself, your most authentic self, wherever you are energetically. Be it positive, negative, or neutral, it really doesn't matter, so long as you leave better than you came. Where you guys are right now, as far as the overlying energy, you have the Magician. So this is mercurial energy, things that are transactional in nature, but also understanding alchemy, as above, so below. So some of you guys, I feel like you're really tapping into, I'm hearing ancestry. You're really tapping into your ancestry. Some of you guys are really involving yourselves heavily in root work, or just learning more about the occult, reading more about the Hermetic principles, and really trying to extract, I'm hearing extrapolate also as a word, the knowledge out of that, and figuring out how you can apply it so that you can start to make things move and shake in your own personal lives with this Magician card. Also know that the Magician comes after the Fool as far as the hero's journey is concerned. So for some of you guys that are learning more about like tarot and divination and just the chronological order of things, the Magician comes after the Fool, and the Magician in the hero's journey is the trickster. Kind of like the troll under the bridge. I got the image of Dora the Explorer. Some of you guys might have children that watch that, or just growing up, like you enjoyed that show. But how you had to solve the riddle in order to get over the bridge, if you will. So that can be an actual person that's coming into your life. So just be very mindful. And that word mindfulness came up in Virgo's reading. Again, go watch that, because they are also attached to Mercury's energy. You know, that is their ruling planet. Virgo, and who else? Gemini. So definitely go watch those videos to see how the messages resonate with you on an individual level, also here. And then come back and definitely comment in the comment section, because I'm intrigued now. But you can be meeting these type of people, so just be mindful and just be careful if somebody comes along your path and tries to promise you things that they can deliver, but they don't have any work to show for it. They just kind of want you to take their word for it. Be careful of those people, right? So I got the image of somebody going to a beauty salon. So say that you want to change your aesthetics, Libra. I mean, come on. The way that this is coming together, you guys are ruled by Venus, right? And so you enjoy beauty and beautifying yourselves, right? And indulging in those types of, I guess, vain activities. You need to look at that person's body of work. So ask for an Instagram page, you know, as most things are digital in this day and age. Ask for like any portfolios, you know, just make sure that you do your own work and that you ask for, I'm hearing now, show me the Carfax. For some of you guys that may be trying to buy a vehicle, so because some things are coming up here, just make sure that you do your due diligence in that way, so you're not being tricked, because there are a lot of con artists out here, and we are close to the holidays. You know, I'm in my all red, and I just realized that with my green pillows. Merry Christmas as well. But there are a lot of people that will, out of their own desperation, do whatever it takes to come up, you know. So there are people that can be tricking you because they really need money for themselves or their family during this holiday season. Be very careful. The cruise that hounds you guys, you have the 5 of Cups. What's real about the situation? You have the Ace of Pentacles. What's wrong about the situation? You have the Sun card. Where you need more information, you have the Devil, Capricorn's energy. But again, that trickster energy, the magician, the shadow side, of that coming out. So you're a Libra sun, then your 7th house is Aries, okay? And so again, there could be a transit there. I know that Uranus has been in Aries, so you can very well be looking more in depth at that, and shadow aspects potentially of your Lilith that's coming through heavy, and the way that you go about manifesting things or acquiring the things that you do have. Some of you guys need to cross-examine that and get down to the nitty-gritty and what the ulterior motive is, or your underlying intention has been for you to get these things, okay? Where you guys end up, by the way, you have the High Priestess. So as I was saying, in matters of the heart, you could be dealing with somebody that does that type of shadow work, that is like an energy healer, or that is extremely psychic. So though you feel like you can, you know, abracadabra and make some shit appear or disappear, just know that you're only embarrassing yourself. You're only making an ass of yourself here by assuming with this Ace of Pentacles that through your own charm and charisma, I almost said charisma, but through your own charm and charismatic nature, and just how magnetic you guys can be, and how that can disarm a lot of people, again, with this energy that's coming through, this Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Devil card, where you potentially can get away with telling somebody what it is that they desire to hear more so than what they need to hear on a soul level, just to get your way in the end. You feel like you have the upper hand, and you feel like this person will never find out. You know, what's done in the dark doesn't always come to light. With the Devil and the High Priestess energy, you couldn't be more wrong here. Something's going to be exposed for sure with the Sun card, and I just feel like you guys don't see it coming, or you hadn't seen it coming before this already happened, right? So it can send a shock wave. It can leave you stunted at the end of the day, where you feel like you are conning somebody out of an opportunity or out of an experience, namely in matters of the heart, through your own charm, Libra. It's not unlike you guys to be like that, again, with the shadow aspects of the Magician. And Magician is all about communication. So the way that you persuade, dissuade, disarm individuals that can be coming back to haunt you. What used to work in the past, essentially, is not going to be able to work in the present, which also came through with Virgo's energy, because they were working from the root chakra. Again, maybe doing some of that root work. Again, trying to do some black magic, if you will, to put that film over somebody's eyes and leave them in states of disillusionment. Here we go. That comes from you working out of survival instinct, maybe because of your upbringing. Again, go check out that Virgo reading, because that did come through. And so that's just the way that you had to get by in the past. But now that you have come out of that darkness and you have moved on into a new chapter of your life, that has to be left in the past, because that's not going to work in this new paradigm, in this new earth that's being built, in this new year that is coming upon you. So you're needing to set some new intentions here. Again, you're needing to check on your own motives in the ways that you do things, and you're needing to heal potentially that inner child, because the number 5 is Leo's house on a numerological standpoint, or from a numerological standpoint, and that house rules children as much as it does romance and love. So healing the inner child from the ways that you had to behave in such a distasteful, I want to say barbaric, but that more repulsive way of being, which you can't take fault for, especially if that was the only example that you had growing up. You know what I mean? Also growing up, because you have the Sun card here. 2 cards that speak to Leo's house, so you could be dealing with that placement, or just learning about the narcissistic attributes of that sign and the way that that has materialized in your own life, and then making the appropriate necessary adjustments and or changes to see better results in the future, because Helios is a god that had foresight. Okay, so that's what you're needing to do if you feel like you're challenged or you're blocked right now. to transform that. Definitely with this energy here, this Piscean energy, it's all about transcendence, right? Transcendence. So yeah, you're having to look at the ways that you had to act before, but now that you no longer have to do that, because naturally as you grow up and as you have been able to make more decisions for yourself with this Ace of Pentacles and being more of an independent sole provider for self and body, you don't have to go back to that, right? If you feel like your family members or your parents were toxic, you don't have to have a close relationship with them because you're no longer dependent on them. You know what I mean? So that creates a vacuum, and that creates fertile land and space for you to be able to behave differently, right? If you don't want to relive those same patterns and circumstances that you've had before in these loving relationships. Now I feel like you guys are at the point where it's like, okay, I need to see all the ways again that I have been narcissistic, that I have been repulsive, and all the ways that I have used my magnetism and abused that power to kind of lure people in to my layer, knowing good and well that I only wanted the love affair of it. I only wanted to have a fling because I wasn't in a place where I was committal, but I gave the person the wrong impression or interpretation of who I was and led them on to believe that it was going to be so much more than what it was. So that is being transformed here. Some of you guys owe some people apologies. If you feel like this has been energy that's been done to you, right? These are people that have come in and conned you out of love, then know with this Five of Cups, you still have 1 cup left. And you leaving and outgrowing, in a sense, those situations, right? Because the Sun is in the what's wrong position. You've outgrown it. Don't continue to go back to this energy here. Then you have dignity and you have self-worth and you have respect for self. And you making that major move is going to create a ripple effect, right? And it's going to dramatically, as fire signs and Leos are known to be, is going to dramatically change your environment and your atmosphere, right? Where you're no longer shackled and you're being bound here, where you're no longer able to, because you're consciously aware now, you're more conscientious and self-aware, you can't do this unless it's by your own self-harm behaviors and you degrading yourself. You can no longer sit and play in this energy. Now that you know better, now that you know what's going on, now that you know how people try to con you and what your weakness may be, right? Your weakness may be your heart and how forgiving and how naive you may come off in love, and or how fast you guys may fall in love. And so now you're understanding the importance of taking time and the importance of really getting to understand and know somebody's personality to decide whether or not you even like them enough to engage with them on such a physical level, right? If the chemistry isn't there, which the Magician can be, right? Can be a chemist. That can also be a profession. Somebody's in like the sciences to some degree. But if the chemistry isn't there, then you know what, you can take on that high priestess, that prudish energy, and decide to save yourself, right? This is going into a period of abstinency. I'm definitely seeing that for some of you guys. And waiting until you really feel that spark from somebody. At the end of the day, if there really is true love here, 10 of Cups is at the bottom of the deck, then you don't have to operate from such a low level. All right, so this is increasing your vibration with this Pentacles energy and the Sun energy. Again, to propel you forward. And I feel like a lot of you guys, if you're already in partnerships or you're going into the dating field, you're going into it from a more authentic space and place than ever before. So you're able to be a lot more transparent, especially if the conversation comes up as far as past love and romances and what has gone wrong. You're able to really be truthful about the part that you've also played in it. So that's what I have, Libra. But if this video resonated, definitely give me a thumbs up. Share this with your friends and family. If you're not yet subscribed, what you doing? Hit that red button and turn on the bell notifications. Should you need a personal private reading with me as well, I am available for that. Hit me up. But if I don't hear from you, then please just take care of yourself and your soul until you hear from me again. Ciao.